Good morning, it's Penuel the Black Pen. So last week I went to go and watch the latest installment of Avatar, Fire and Ash by James Cameron, starring Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana, amongst others. This is not a movie review, by the way. I was quite disappointed by the movie. I know James Cameron is not big on storyline, and I think because of his ego, I stand to be corrected, I think he really struggles with casting like big names. That's not important. The movie was quite decent. I enjoyed it. IMAX experience is always phenomenal. I was at Mall of Africa, by the way, with some good friends as well, specifically a very close and dear friend and brother, Untutsuko Madlala, that I went to school with in high school. Him and I are huge movie fanatics, him more than me. I also want to give another shout out to another very good friend, close friend, a brother, Untutsuko Kaba. Exorcist Kyalami, who's also another big movie fanatic as well. But watching that movie and the whole experience just reminded me of a post that I posted last year, which I wanted to bring back. I think a very, very fundamental and important post. I posted it on LinkedIn, it went viral. This was before LinkedIn deleted my account or canceled my account. I'm still struggling to access my LinkedIn account to this day. I posted it on Twitter and it went viral. I posted it on Facebook and it went viral, and I decided now, after reposting it last week, that I'm going to make a video. The IMAX experience cost about 240 South African rands. I think the snacks, the movies were about 130, 140 rand for one person. That now takes the cost to 300, 400 rand just for me to watch a movie at the IMAX. My brother, around the same time, took his boys to go and watch, I think it was SpongeBob. I'm not really sure what they watched. The three boys that went to watch ended up costing my brother, with snacks, I think just under 1,000 rand. And again, this is what made me now want to bring back my post. Let me read the post to you. I wrote this on the 17th of April, 2024, last year, April. At the time, Ster Kinekor reached out for a meeting, but never made it happen. Even after I followed up twice with them. This part of the tweet I end with, I currently feel nothing for their losses, and the cinemas, they keep closing. So it did happen that last year, I got DMs from Ster Kinekor. I sent emails back and forth with a lady who I don't know, works with Ster Kinekor. And one of the beautiful things that came out of that engagement was I ended up with a small social media marketing deal where I was promoting their epic deal. I think they still have it now. I think it's 149 rand, around there, just under 150 rand. A movie, popcorn, a drink. I'm not sure if it includes sweets, I'm not sure. I got a bit of money for that. That was really cool, that was really dope. I was like, oh my gosh, my post amounted to something. But that's not the reason why I made the post. It wasn't for me to be like, see me, I want to be an influencer for Ster Kinekor. That's not why I made the post. I made the post because I'm a very, very deep and passionate movie fanatic and connoisseur. Because I actually have a really, really soft spot for Ster Kinekor. I'll add New Metro and other movie houses. And I really would like for them to save their business. A lot of cinemas have closed around South Africa, citing a lot of reasons. I don't know if load shedding was a case at some point because of the cost of generators. I don't know if mall rent, the rent that they have to pay in the malls that they're in, is a consideration. I don't know if it's, I'd like to think a lot of moviegoers are not going in. Of course, many people blame Netflix. I know your James Cameron, your Christopher Nolan, who's my favorite movie director, have spoken out about the death of cinema because of Netflix, your Amazon Prime. Piracy, which is a huge problem as well, but which I also understand on the consumer side because people don't have money. And when you're trying to watch something great, you're either going to pay at IMAX 240 rand, at a normal 2D experience, maybe 100 rand, versus just watching this thing on your laptop or on your TV at home using your Wi-Fi. When you have to weigh that up as an ordinary person who's got no emotional investment, with Ster Kinekor and the movies, you don't really care about Hollywood, you don't care about the actors, etc. You will go for the piracy version. Anyways, the tweet, the reason why I was doing this was because I was really trying to help. I really wanted to start a conversation. Didn't really need to be me to ask, how can we save Ster Kinekor? How can we bring back the love for movies and cinema? And how can Ster Kinekor have conversations with us who love movies to say, what do you guys need from us? How can we make experiences better so that you can watch more movies? At 1,000 Rand for 3 kids, there's no way you're going to be taking your kids to the cinema more than once a month if you have money, more than maybe 2-3 times a year if you really don't have money. It's expensive. And with the options that are out there for entertainment for children, you've got your bounce, you've got your wee jump, you can take your kids to the swimming pool, you can take your kids to the arcade. I mean, the arcade, giving children like 100 Rand can go so much further than paying what you're paying for movies, for 1.5, 2 hour movie, and then it's done. And now you're expected to do that once a week, we can't afford it. So the cinemas are going to suffer. Ster Kinekor is going to suffer. The employees are going to lose their jobs. New Metro might cover the space for now, but they're also going to struggle if they don't take some of the advice that we want to give them. So I'm hoping again that I can connect with Ster Kinekor. My posting the tweet last week and the Facebook post, Ster Kinekor sent me a DM again saying they hope we can have a chat. I really hope someone at Ster Kinekor will see this video and will say, let me reach out. Not because Penel's looking for an influencer deal. Of course, that would be cool again. But because I want us to actually have a sit down and a strategy to ask myself and other movie fanatics, how do we keep you guys alive? How do we preserve the jobs? How do we ensure that we're getting people flooding the cinema so that we can keep stimulating the economy? You guys can send money to Hollywood. You guys can send money to movie makers in South Africa, and everyone can be happy and it becomes a win-win. 17 April 2024, this was my post. I'm a serious movie connoisseur. And generally, I watch my movies at Ster Kinekor. But you guys are not serious about getting foot traffic in your cinemas and you are killing your own business. Then I go into a list of 11 potential solutions from my side. Number 1, use mixed pricing. Cheap seats during the week and during the day, and then expensive seats during high peak times. So that's your maybe Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, when people are off and actually want to go and find something to do. Then those tickets can be a bit more pricey. But during the week, on a random Tuesday morning at 10, at 12, people are at work, kids are at school. Why are those seats not cheap? There are people that can afford to take time off work, people that are self-employed, who will then go and flood the cinema during those times. Why are the ticket prices the same throughout and very expensive? There's peak rates and there's off-peak rates, and I think that's something that Ster Kinekor and other cinema houses need to consider. Number 2, and this is a huge one, your snacks are way too expensive. Please sell snacks cheaper and please increase the range. People sneak snacks in because your snacks are too expensive. There are people that are literally smuggling stuff in, not because they think it's so cool, I just smuggle. It's because the price is ridiculous. You want to buy popcorn for 50 bucks, 50 Rand for popcorn, 50 Rand. A drink is another maybe 30 Rand as well, just for the snacks. So my suggestion is if they could make the snacks cheaper and if they could increase the range, by increasing the range, bring in other types of beverages, bring in other types of chips, and other types of sweets and chocolates and the like. What this will also do for Ster Kinekor is it will allow them an additional revenue stream. Because there are people that walk around malls. They're not coming to watch a movie, but they'd love to come and buy some popcorn. They'd like to maybe get a drink. Instead of going to a Checkers, Pick n Pay, Woolies, why can't they just go via the cinema and be like, oh, but their drinks are also well priced here. So I may as well buy here. Why not? And give them more money. I'd like to get a large popcorn. I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm walking around the mall. I'm going shopping. My kids love the popcorn here with the seasoning. I'd like to buy it here, but not at this ridiculous price. And then when you go in there and you're like, oh, I don't want a Coke, a Fanta, a slush. Can you guys give me something else, an energy drink and when you look at some of the other solutions that I've given, for the type of content that the cinema will be displaying, maybe they can even looking into giving some alcoholic beverages, etc. But the snacks are too expensive. I spoke to one of the workers at a Ster Kinekor last year. I think I was going to watch Mufasa with the kids. And when I asked the lady why their snacks are expensive, she said the snacks is what pays them. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, we make our money from selling the snacks, so the prices can't go down. As sensitive as I was to hearing that, I was like, but you guys are killing yourselves. Because if you guys would like to make money off the snacks, make them cheaper so we can buy more. So I want to top up my popcorn. So I want to buy another drink. So that when I'm in the mall, I want to come and buy from you guys so that I'm supporting you. It doesn't make sense to say the reason they're so expensive is because it pays our salaries. Because I don't want to buy you expensive stuff, which means it's going to kill your salaries and kill your jobs. How true that is, I'm not sure. That's for Ster Kinekor to confirm that yes, our staff is being paid from the snacks and not from the ticket prices. That money maybe goes to Hollywood and the rent, etc. Number 3, this one becomes a bit more difficult, but maybe it's a conversation and a discussion and a negotiation. Host cool movies from Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Showmax on your screens. The licensing may be a big issue. Netflix, Showmax, Amazon Prime, and other platforms might be like Disney Plus. They might be like, fuck that. The whole reason we have this offering is so that people are not going to the cinema. But if it can be a win-win. Right now, the most watched movie on Netflix is K-pop Demon Hunters. It's huge. It's gotten the kids insanely crazy. There's so much merch, the music, and set up a deal with Netflix. Say, can we get, already the kids have watched it, but can we get K-pop Demon Hunters on the big screen? Then you guys can sell your merch. It can be a whole vibe. Kids can come there dressed up as their favorite character. There'll be sing-alongs there. You can get mascots to dress up as the stars of the show. And then the kids are going to be in the cinema singing along to the songs, having a great time, eating popcorn and snacks. And it becomes a crazy day out for kids. As much as they've watched it, I can only imagine the experience telling all the kids, especially now during the festive season, guys, we are going to go watch K-pop Demon Hunters on the big screen with super sound, maybe take it to the IMAX, whatever the case may be. Please dress up. You're going to meet other kids that are fans of K-pop Demon Hunters. You guys are going to be singing outside the cinema. You guys are going to be taking photos with the mascots. And this becomes a huge marketing drive, a huge money spinner. Netflix gets to make money off licensing. Ster Kinekor, New Metro, and other platforms get to make money from foot traffic and these kids that are crazy about K-pop Demon Hunters. And it becomes a really, really great experience. And you can even do this for some of the big children, family movies when the schools are open to say, bring the whole school to come and watch this at a discounted rate. I think that's a conversation to try and have and think about. Number 4, host huge sports games on your screens. Again, licensing might be an issue. I see your Netflix and some of these other platforms are fighting for like football rights because that's the biggest money spinner. Formula One, I saw recently someone has just gotten it. I'm not sure who it is. I saw YouTube is going to be hosting the Academy Awards, or at least is going to be flighting the Academy Awards, beating some of the bigger mainstream platforms. Sports games. I know Facebook and Meta have tried at some point, but what stops the big cinema houses from saying, can we maybe play some of the games here? I don't know how it works, but you get sports pubs, you get some of these restaurants, Spur and the like, that have TV screens that flight the games. What is the arrangement there? Do they pay for the rights to play that? Yes, it's super sports, etc. Can cinemas become almost like that to say, no, we're not selling movie tickets for the games, but for anyone going to watch the game, we sell them booze, we sell them drinks, we sell them popcorn at a premium, and then they watch the stuff for free, flighting off our projectors. Is that something to consider and another way to get money in? And then besides the snacks, which you make money from, you can maybe sell merch for their favorite Manchester United, Sundowns, whatever the case may be, to say, look, just like other restaurants and pubs and bars, at Ster Kinekor these days, we play Kaizer Chiefs versus Orlando Pirates. We play Real Madrid versus Barcelona. We play Formula One. We play the NBA, Chicago Bulls versus Golden State Warriors. Whatever, we play it. We don't charge a fee because we're not allowed, because we're not licensed, or we charge a fee because we are licensed. Where we make our money is here, that you guys keep coming to buy your drinks, you keep coming to buy your snacks. Maybe we add things like biltong, whatever the case may be, for you guys to go and watch the game on the big screen. This will give now the people watching a similar experience to being in the stadium. People are saying, ole, 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 in the cinema. People are screaming, people are shouting, people are having a great time, people are taking pictures outside. Maybe the vuvuzelas might be a bit much, but at least people are coming for like a stadium vibe, sitting in a comfortable seat, having their snacks which are affordable, and then they coming to watch the thing on the big screen. I think would be a phenomenal experience. And that's maybe an idea for them to consider. Number 5, and this was me saying thank you for an idea that I don't know if they got from me, but it's an idea that I've been punting for years. Thank you for using an idea I came up with years ago, but please punt it every week, bringing back old classics. They've got throwback, I don't know if it's called Throwback Thursday, where they bring back old movie classics. And I add here, let people vote for the movies they'd like to see. Personally, I'd love to rewatch Avengers Infinity War. You can add Endgame on the big screen. Movies like James Cameron's Titanic, the Avatar trilogy now, your first Avatar, your Avatar The Way of Water, and your Avatar Fire and Ash. You can have that back to back or over a weekend. Terminator, again, I think it's James Cameron, the Terminator movies, Bad Boys, Mike Larry, and Marcus Burnett. That's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Have the Bad Boys series on the big screen. That's Jerry Bruckheimer, that's Michael Bay. And then, okay, that's number 5. Let people vote for movies that they'd like to watch. I didn't put them on here, but there are certain movies that I'd love to take specifically my kids to go and watch on the big screen. To say, I remember the first time I watched some of these movies and what they did to me. The Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy of Christopher Nolan, especially with Heath Ledger as the Joker and Tom Hardy as Bane and Liam Neeson, for example. The Lion King, which I know was remade, shout out to Jon Favreau as the director. But The Lion King, the first animated on the big screen. Interstellar, Christopher Nolan on the big screen, on the IMAX. Bring back Inception on the big screen, on the IMAX. There are certain movies that you want to see on a phenomenal screen with amazing sound. Yes, there are people that with big TVs and a great sound bar at home, but it's not the same. And you also want to be there with similar fans to say, I want to take my kids to go and watch this experience on the big screen. You need to see it on the big screen, the Transformers and the explosions, and it's not the same at home. Number 6, following on from number 5, host marathon weeks or months. The Harry Potter series on the big screen. Bring that back. Let the Harry Potter fanatics, your J.K. Rowling fanatics, come in dressed up as Harry Potter with their little tattoo makeup on here, their little specs, something Furiosa, whatever not Furiosa. What's the line? There's that line with the magic wand. I'm not a Harry Potter person, so I apologize. Don't kill me, please. Bring back the Harry Potter series. Let kids come watch it over a weekend. Have specified snacks for Harry Potter. Let them take pictures. Have kids dressed up as Harry Potter lookalikes to take pictures with them, etc. The Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. That series, that trilogy, The Hobbit. Bring that back to the big screen. Bring it to the IMAX. Let people pay. It can be at a cheaper rate. It can even be at a premium rate, because I can tell you now, those movies are so huge. People will pay a premium rate to go and watch the marathons as well. The Avengers series, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The DC movies, especially with Zack Snyder, would be really, really great. Game of Thrones. Have a Game of Thrones like marathon for a week, for 2 weeks. Every Saturday, people are going to rewatch on the big screen. It's a different experience. People already know the story. They know how things are going to go. But this is the reason why so many of us rewatch movies. I'd love to rewatch the Matrix series, Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and others on the big screen. Why not? If you can bring it to the IMAX, come on. We'd rewatch it. We already know what happens, but the experience is something really, really special. Number 7. Let attendees at the cinema suggest ideas and movies and series. Yes, Hollywood drops movies every single week, but some of us are fanatics. Why are we not allowed to pick, especially if there's a catalog? And if that catalog might even be cheaper because it's old movies. To say, can we please watch this? Can we vote somewhere? Can Ster Kinekor have an interactive platform where you've got a list of movies? Which movie would you guys like to watch this week? We'd like to watch this movie. You get about 50 people in a specific area saying, that's the movie we want to watch. We're willing to book online, and they come through. It could be a family of 30 people saying, we'd like to see this movie because it speaks to our family. Huge movie fanatics, King Kong, The Incredible Hulk. This movie brought us together as a family. Some of these Christmas movies that you maybe want to bring in during the year, we want to go watch that. So maybe consider. Sorry, I just want to see if I added this to my list because I want to bring it up now if I didn't. Okay, I didn't. Yeah, it's not here. So on top of the ideas and the like, stand-up comedy, your Kevin Hart, your Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, have comedy specials, flights on the big screen. Like the sports, this is almost like being at a venue, at a theater, at a hall. You're watching Kevin Hart cracking jokes. You're watching Dave Chappelle killing it, laughing at the big screen. Trevor Noah, our own, the Goliath brothers, Skumba. Have those guys on the screen, big screen. Let us go watch, have a good time, laugh. If it's local stars, maybe they can also rock up. We take pictures, maybe we ask them questions afterwards, or they hit us with a little skit before the movie, before this comedy special. We'll watch that. Music concerts. We can watch your Chris Brown, your Beyonce, your Bruno Mars on the big screen and be part of the experience. Again, people dress up. It's brilliant. And we're there listening to the music in the best sound with the best visuals possible. You see it now with the remakes, not the remakes, with the biographics. These movies about people's lives. I know Michael Jackson's coming out next year. We've had Whitney Houston. We've had Elvis Presley. We've had the Dream Girls, for example. People want to watch Freddie Mercury as well, Queen. People want to watch concerts on the screen. Why not? Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra, date night. Couples go and they watch like Brian McKnight concert. Ja Rastafari, some of the reggae heads going to watch a Bob Marley concert. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh and the Wailers on a big screen. You'd be surprised at the people you get coming in there, just diversifying the mix of what it is that you're offering. Number 8, offer schools seriously discounted tickets for bringing masses of their kids to watch. Movies have inspired my life in so many ways, and there are specific movies. I mean, you can add your Remember the Titans. What are the movies? I know we had the Mighty Ducks back in the day. But these movies that inspire kids, especially movies that have to do with a parent and child dynamics. Movies like Matilda, movies like Gifted. There's a movie about Augie. I forgot what it's called. This child that's disfigured, who's like a genius. The Champ. These movies that pull at your heartstrings. Those movies would shape and sculpt the way we see our parents, the way we see life. They would inspire us on the sports field, on the courts. Movies that have to do with teachers and students. Movies that have to do with the underdog. Movies that have to do with animals. You had your Air Bud. You had movies like Space Jam. These movies that inspire kids to talk about them forever. Movies like The Lion King, The Incredibles, etc. They would inspire kids forever. Despicable Me. Primary school, high school, to say we need children at the cinema at least once a month. And we've got these deals with the schools to say we will bring the kids here, not only to entertain them, but also for the kids to be educated, because it's a form of education, to be inspired, to have some type of bonding for them to go there. Certain days the kids dress up. Sometimes you invite competing schools to say which school dressed up the best, and you make it really, really fun. I remember we used to have movie days back when I was in school, but it would be in the school hall with a projector. Now, to make money, why can't Ster Kinekor offer schools that as an experience to say, no, bring your kids here. They're done with their exams. You drop them off at the cinema. They're going to be watching movies back to back, maybe 3 movies in a day before they go home. We've made sure that these movies are educational. We've made sure that they're inspiring. We've made sure that they are going to sculpt their lives and inspire them to do maths. I mean, there's these spelling bee movies. There's The Great Debaters with Denzel Washington. These movies that really inspire learning and education. A movie like Good Will Hunting, which is very big for film case studies at school. Let all the kids watch that and be inspired. The Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams. This movie with Julia Roberts. Madonna's Smile. Is it Madonna's Smile? These movies sculpt children's minds, liberate them. This is what I want to be, etc. That would be very, very special for the kids. And then the sports movies, of course. Number 9, host dress up movie days and nights. Like we did with the Black Panther. The Black Panther showed us what you can do when you can bring movies that appeal to people's identities. Find movies that speak to a certain country. City of God with Brazil. Tsotsi, Gavin Hood in South Africa. Bring movies, Jerusalem, bring them back and be like, we're going to dress up. Bring movies that speak about female empowerment. Bring movies that speak about Ushaga. You know, if you can bring, for example, Ushaga Ilembe to the big screen and let people dress up in amapeshu, skolo, and those kind of things and be like, we are going to do this. And before the movie, Shiswimpepo, you know, and you bring Zangoma and you just make it this experience of, I can't wait to go to the cinema because they playing the latest edition of the movie that has to do with my people, or a movie that was directed by a local director who's coming to speak to us and educate the kids in film, etc., etc. I think that would be really dope. Let the kids dress up when coming to watch animation movies. Offer prizes. Best dressed kid. Take photos with the kids. Put it online. Interview the kids like they're mini celebrities. Ask them what they thought of the movie. Make it fully interactive. Bring in the influencers to come and make content and make it a really, really great experience. Number 10, host smart movies. Intelligent movies with a plot twist. I love a great thriller and let the nerds do recorded case studies after in the cinema with the moderator. So we watch the movie, we debate who was right in Acrimony. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Who was right in Acrimony? Let's have a debate. Let's speak about it. Bring a psychologist to come and debate what are the issues that you took out of this movie. There are so many movies today that you think of The Best Man 1 and 2 with Morris Chestnut, Tate Diggs and others. You think of what we call black movies, your black American movies, your Gabrielle Union, your Nia Longs, your Regina Halls and the like. Those movies on the big screen would bring so many black people with nostalgia. And after the movie, you ask them to please not leave. You're like, guys, we want to talk about it. We want to bring, that husband podcast, Black Newborn. We want to bring him. We want to bring the Conversation Capital, Ursula Mariani. We want to bring the Sen twins to come and moderate and have discussions of like, did you guys think he was right? What do you want to say about like your relationship? Have you been cheated on? What do you think is the solution? And we have this really, really great interactive session afterwards, discussing our favorite movies, how they've impacted our relationships, the first time we fell in love, the R&B songs that we took out, Brown Sugar, Your Most Deaf, etc. And you make it such a beautiful connecting space that couples come through, people that are singles come through to watch a movie, and maybe they find the love of their lives there, and we engage. And we make it, the cinema as a platform can do so much in getting that to become something special. Number 11, last but not least, fund movie critics on YouTube to review movies and push people to attend. I love New Rock Stars, Eric Voss and the team. There's a couple of other platforms, American people that do movie reviews. We don't have that. We used to have Barry Ronger, I think, who's passed on now. Why don't we have Admiral at some point was also doing movie reviews. Why don't we have like 10 movie influencers in South Africa that are funded by Ster Kinekor, New Metro and others? Just like I think Netflix pays influencers to promote some of their latest shows. Have Ster Kinekor invite people to say, please come and watch movies. Come to the premiere. Because you have an amazing voice. You're a movie connoisseur. You can get people to come in. You can give away some of the tickets. You can maybe create a movie fan club that come through, and even at the cinema, you can come through as a movie critic celebrity to come and discuss, guys, what did you think of the movie? Did the movie suck? And do reviews. Do you think the pricing here is cool? What snacks do you guys want to come in? And have 10, 20 movie fanatic review people, and analysts, influencers, celebrities in South Africa. These are diehard and they sell the merch and they're promoting the snacks and they're doing the things, because that's the stuff that will get people into cinema. A movie voice. This is the latest movie that's coming out. Guys, go and watch the latest horror movie that's doing this. Guys, 2026, we're looking forward to the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan. We're getting Dune 3, Denis Villeneuve. There are big movies. Steven Spielberg, I found out, is releasing a movie. I think it's called is it The Disclosure? I forgot, but it's this movie. It seems like it's going to be about aliens, got Emily Blunt and the likes. Huge blockbuster movies. We don't have movie critics, celebrities in South Africa. And that's a space that Ster Kinekor and New Metro are sleeping on. So look into that as well. I close off the post with, you guys are mentally lazy and are intentionally destroying your own businesses. These 230 workers at the time could easily get their jobs back. I think those are the workers that had lost their jobs because the cinemas had closed. They could easily get their jobs back if you do better. Use this, don't use this. Hopefully other cinemas and theaters will use this, especially the classics, sports games, the series, mixed price tickets, and scholars. Do better, Ster Kinekor. We love you, but you are hurting us. And I really hope that this video gets to the recipients that it's meant to get to. I love Ster Kinekor. As I said at the beginning, it sort of looks like they're doing this on purpose. Last I checked, Ster Kinekor was under Tsogo-san. Tsogo-san was under, may he rest in peace, Saul Kirzner's biggest son group. I think we can save the jobs. I think we can bring back cinema. Your James Cameron, your Christopher Nolan, your Quentin Tarantino, your Steven Spielberg, and some of these other guys are trying to keep cinema alive, but it's tough. Artificial intelligence is a train that we cannot stop. And there are so many things. Of course, the online streaming platforms. If we can collaborate, because a big screen is a big screen is a big screen. If you can collaborate with these guys, I won't be surprised. I saw Netflix recently is now doing this big screen stuff in America. Maybe Netflix and these other guys can buy up cinema and say, no, we're going to flight stuff on the big screen to keep the big screen experience alive and collaborate in some way. I hope this video will add value. I'm hoping that to make more videos about some of the businesses that we love that are dying. I mean, Pick n Pay, as an example, can be saved. And I've already written a list of some of the ideas that I think Pick n Pay can use. Shout out to Raymond Ackerman. May he rest in peace. The Ackerman family has sold Pick n Pay. But there are a lot of businesses, especially local businesses in South Africa, that we can save if we can just innovate and collaborate with the right type of minds and ideas and strategists. You don't need McKinsey. You just need Penuel the Black Pen. Have a great and blessed day. Shout out to all movie connoisseurs and fanatics like myself. Catch you guys at the cinema soon. Cheers.